Recent trends have seen Hollywood favouring blockbusters and comedies over the horror genre. We asked Singaporean filmmaker Chai Yee-Wei why he chose to make a horror film now, and if Blood Ties can provide something fresh for the genre. Why the horror genre, or why the supernatural thriller genre, and not something else? Could you have written something else? Maybe like a comedy or a drama?
Most of my other short films are comedies. Surprisingly, this
Really?
is the only horror one, the supernatural one that I've done. We liked it, so we just developed it. That's as how it.
So essentially, you're a director of comedy.
I like comedies. I like comedies.
What kind of comedy do you usually write and direct? Is it more slapstick? Is it conversational?
I think it's a little bit mix of everything because in a way comedy is a heightened reality of
I think so.
Your life, you know. And so you want a comedy to be believable yet at the same time exaggerated.
Yeah.
So for me, in a way, everything is influenced by inspired by real life.
As they say, there's a fine line between comedy and tragedy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so,
yes.
I mean, with the recent trends, if you look at like the film trends, since the recession hit, there's a lot of blockbusters, science fiction, comic book adaptations, comedies. Not so much chick flicks, but they're still there. They have to be around.
Staple.
Yeah, staple. So I want to ask you, do you think horror is dead? Because there's not many horror films out there.
Oh, there's just Drag Me to Hell.
It's Drag Me to Hell. Yeah, but Drag Me to Hell just came out.
Yes.
Just came out. But if you look like a year ago, 2 years ago, there was influx of horror films from Asia, and then there was a lot of American remakes of those films also. But recently, American cinema is going, you know what, we don't want to do any more remakes. We do here and there, just because there's none at the moment out there. What do you think? Why go into horror when there's not many horror films out there?
I think it's not a decision on whether we want to go in because there's a market for it, or there's no market for it, or there's a market opportunity.
Yep.
It really depends on how you look at the whole situation. But one thing that is for sure, each of the genres never really go away. There's always horror dating back to the earlier days of film, and up to today. I would say next year still have horror.
Yeah.
It's either more or less. Then we have comedies, it's always there. Then science fiction is always there, and action is always there. I think what determines which genre becomes popular or not, it actually depends on whether there's creativity in those genres or not. Once you have a good idea, a good steady stream of stories that comes out, everyone will start jumping onto it.
Yeah.
Like right after Sixth Sense, lots of horror stories with twists started becoming popular, And then right after
Like
the Ring,
others,
after the Ring, Americans like remakes. So they are just taking different forms. It doesn't mean they will truly go away. And I think they will always be there. It's just what kind of form you anticipate it to become.
Okay, well said. I wanna ask you then, how does Blood Ties bring something fresh to the horror / supernatural thriller genre?
So far, I feel for this film, it's not just a pure horror because it has a mixed genre element in it. It has action, it has mystery, it has supernatural elements and all. And on top of that, I feel that in order for audience to relate to a film, it must have elements where people, things like you and I can relate to. And family relationships is a strong element in the film itself. So, and I do hope that I bring not just a dumb supernatural thriller to the market, but also something that people can feel like, I can relate to.
In the next part, we ask Yee-Wei what he thinks of Hollywood remaking Asian horror films, and what he thinks if they wanted to remake his film, Blood Ties.